Today we are going to be covering the topic of overstaying, which is the leading cause of deaths in League of Legends. Overstaying happens in various forms, but the most familiar one will be people who stay in lane at low HP getting killed by a jungler. In this example, Lissandra is hanging around at low HP in the mid lane after a skirmish with Talon, and this allows Zac to come in over the wall and collect a free kill. And you don't even have to be overextended to be overstaying. In this example, Xerath makes it back to his turret on time and does manage to land a stun on Master Yi, but that does not matter. A full HP jungler can kill you with a sloppy gank when you're extremely low on HP. Being the smart, talented people that you are, you've probably already subscribed to this channel and developed a brilliant game sense that will prevent you from falling for these obvious ganks. But what can you possibly do to help your allies who don't know any better? The first solution is a straightforward one. After ganking a lane, if your ally is low on HP, help them clear out the entire wave so that they can recall to base. The less obvious solution is to help them clear the waves even when you did not take part in the kill. In this example, I see Darius low on HP after he kills Yasuo, so I'm going to go in and help him push the lane so they can recall to safety. If I had left him to farm at low HP, he would just be an easy kill for the enemy team. Now, while most sensible top laners will understand the value of the help that you are offering them, there is a certain demographic of players who are not receptive to this kind of help. Keep an eye out for them and do not interfere with their laning because they could actually get mad enough to throw the entire game. There are times when you'll get ganked in the mid lane by multiple people on the enemy team. In this example, Ziggs was shoving the wave at mid when he gets surrounded by the red team. From Ziggs' perspective, this could just be seen as bad luck, but it's actually another form of overstaying. What actually happened was that there was a huge fight in the bottom lane. Nidalee comes in killing Misfortune and Karma, and Victor follows up killing Morgana and Jhin in retaliation. Master Yi comes down and kills Nidalee, and it should have been obvious from where Nidalee died that the red team would come for Ziggs through the river. Ziggs had a full 10 seconds to escape to safety, but he did not notice what happened to Nidalee, and that is why he died unnecessarily here. The way to avoid these kinds of deaths is to always take notice of how and where an ally has died and to alert your teammates to the nearby danger. The next type of overstaying comes in the form of greed for gold. In this example, Vayne is behind, but with the help of Rek'Sai, his team gets a kill on the enemy Jhin, and this gives Vayne time to farm up. Vayne tries to get as much gold as she can and fails to notice when Jhin has respawned. It should be obvious he'll be coming back to lane, but she overstays trying to kill the turret and gets caught and killed by Jhin. This kind of death can be avoided simply by keeping track of enemy death timers and leaving before they have time to return to lane. In this next example, Vayne is trying to get more gold from the 1-8 Darius on the enemy team. She had plenty of time to escape to safety, but the amount of time she spends trying to collect on this kill ends up getting her killed instead. These kinds of deaths can be prevented by avoiding long chases, as it simply gives the enemy team more time to get in position to kill you. Losing a player who's ahead for a player who's behind was not a good trade for the red team. In this final example of overstaying, the blue team makes an awesome push into the red team's base, killing several people and taking the base turret and an inhibitor. Jinx and Ekko stay around longer than they should, trying to get the red team's Nexus turrets. This gives the enemy Master Yi the time that he needs to come in and kill both Jinx and Ekko. Had they noticed when the enemy Master Yi left their base turrets, they would have known they had a full 18 seconds to escape before it was too late. The rule of thumb for avoiding these kinds of deaths is to keep an eye on both death timers and opponents on the minimap so that you know when to get out of there. In this example, the red team has killed 3 members of the blue team in exchange for one of their own, and they are using their numbers advantage to push into the blue team's base. They drive back the enemy jungler, get a turret and an inhibitor, and start running back as the enemy team respawns and comes out of their base. Had the red team stayed for even one more wave of minions, they would have found themselves low HP in a 4v5 situation and would have gotten wiped out. In summary, the best way to avoid deaths by overstaying are to clear waves for allies who would otherwise be forced to stay at low HP to farm minions. Notify your teammates about the danger coming from spots where other allies have died, and avoid overstaying for both kills and minions, as it just gives the enemy team more time to get in position to kill you. And lastly, keep track of both the death timers and opponents on the minimap, as this will give you an idea of when to turn back before it's too late. If you found this video helpful, do subscribe to the channel, follow on Twitter, and leave a comment about what kind of content you would like to see in future videos. Do check out the video links on either side for more gameplay tips and strategies in this channel.